of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my head, carols playing in the air. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, red bow in my hair, sleigh bells in the air. The only thing I'm missing is you.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back. It is Saturday, December 10th. It's in the morning. It's about 9:30 here in Denver, and I'm excited to be talking to you guys again. It's been a few days since I've recorded. I just needed a little bit of a break. I'm definitely an introvert, and even though recording is something I do alone, it still takes a lot of my energy because I'm talking to you as a person, even though I'm not actually with you in person. It's weird. Being an introvert means you just need a lot of breaks. But it is a weekend and we have some fun, exciting things today. So I wanted to start today with a little catch up on some of my Advent projects that I've been working on because there's been some developments. So first, it's pretty easy. My Advent socks in my Stolen Minutes bag, these have been going great. This is through day 8. So I have a couple stripes to pop on here today. I just didn't have time yesterday to do this. Okay, I did have time, but I was working on other projects. I didn't pick these up. So, but I'm still really loving these. I think they look so fun. And I was planning to do a German short row heel at first. However, I think I may try to figure out the math to do a Flegel heel. The Flegel heel is the heel that Andrea Mary uses in her DRK Everyday socks. But because those are ribbed, they have slightly different stitch counts versus what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna look at her pattern, see if there's one close to this stitch count, slash if there's not, look at the math to see if I can figure out what the math is to then do on this one. Or if I don't want to do the math, I'm gonna see if I can find it somewhere on the internet. Because that's what I did when I first learned to do a German short row heel. I looked up how to do the math because you do it on half your stitches, which is pretty standard for a sock. And then you do short rows for a third on each side, essentially. So I'm sure there's gotta be some math that I can do. So we'll see how I feel about that. I think if I want to do the Flegel heel, you have to start them pretty early, the increases. So that's where I need to look that up to see if I want to do that, to then figure out the math so I know when to start increasing. So that's another reason I didn't pick these up last night, because I don't necessarily want to rip back if I'm a little farther, because I have needed to start the increases if I want to do that heel. Ebony is playing with a mouse, like a toy mouse, but she never plays with things, and then we take it out randomly and she does. It's funny. This is a ceramic mug that someone from Craft Night brought. It's so good. She's been practicing her pottery and brings the ones that she has so many, so she brings some extras. I'm just drinking a black coffee this morning. It's what I normally drink every morning. Okay, so then the next one that doesn't have much drama is my Advent shawl. This is what I spent a good chunk of last night working on. Is this what no, I didn't. I did a little bit this morning, but I've started incorporating the second color, and we're doing this slip stitch knit pattern. that is making a really cool texture for this new color. So it's the same thing, and I had to repeat the pattern I think 9 times, and I've done 1. And I open my next skein tomorrow, so. But honestly, this is one that can kind of like come with me if we're going and gonna sit someplace. I also have a sock on the go in my muscle burrow that I have no idea when I'm gonna finish. I still in my brain think it as emergency car knitting, so I don't work on it very often. But this has been really fun to work on, and I'm really loving the mohair. I think this is gonna be a shawl that I wear all the time once it's done. So that has been going swimmingly, really lovely, easy to do. The next one has had a little bit of trouble. So this is my Anthology Throw, and I am making mine with my Nora George Advent from 2021. Sherlock is gracing us with his presence. Hi, buddy. Do you want to come here? Come here. Come here. Say hello. Yeah. So I'm doing this with my Nora George Anthology Throw from I'm doing the Anthology Throw with my Nora George Advent from 2021. I am on my 3rd color. Sorry, I have to move out of Sherlock's tail's way. So I'm on my 3rd color, and it's going really well. This Advent calendar, each day had like a little story that went with it because it was a murder mystery dinner Advent calendar. So as I've been starting the new colors is when I've been reading, because I never read it last year. I read like the first couple days, but then was so busy couldn't. And it's so good so far. So this color is like representing a note that was burning in the fireplace. And so you can see like the little like ink that was on the parchment as it's burning. So cool. So the drama with this one is when I finished my 2nd color, I ran out of my mini skein about 20 stitches before the end of the round. In the pattern, Helen Stewart lists the changes that she did. And so when I finished my 1st color, I still had a little bit left over. And I have it here. And I changed at the round that is indicated in the pattern. However, for the 2nd color, I ran out 20 stitches before I was supposed to change. And I was watching Kay's, A Crazy Sock Lady's Vlogmas, and she had experienced the same thing, but she experienced it on like day 6. I am now on day 3. I am past the round that I was supposed to change colors at. I've knit 2 extra rounds so far because I had decided I had saw Kay's and I chatted with her on Instagram and I was like, I think I'm in her comments. And I said, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna knit until I run out of each color, just so, because I've already experienced it. But I've already knit 2 extra rounds and I still have this much left of this color. So I don't know what to do. Do I just keep knitting this color, or do I switch it now? The thing is, I'm pretty sure the border you can do for as long as you want. I need to double check. But if that is the case, I could just knit each color until it runs out, because then even if, let's say, I am changing later than what the pattern said, so maybe I don't get all my colors in, I could do the border longer to get all the colors. I don't know. Maybe my 2nd skein just had a little less yardage. Maybe this one was like 22 grams or 24 grams. It could be a multitude of things. But since I'm like 2 rounds past where I was already supposed to change, part of me thinks I might just go ahead and change now. Because 2 rounds is pretty, I mean, that's a lot of stitches to kind of buffer. I don't know. We shall see. I'm not really stressed about it. it'll all work out. There's so many days and so many colors and so many stitches as we increase. Right now there's 288, and every time you do an increase round, you double your stitches. So next increase, I'm gonna be up to like 500 and something. So yeah, that's that one. That's the drama with that. Don't really know when I'm gonna change that color yet. We're just gonna wing it, I guess. And then for the last project. The other project I've been working on is my Anna Sedora shawl, which is by Lindsay Fowler. I love this shawl so much. So much, which is why I've made the decision I have made. So I've knit through 7 days before I made this decision. So this is where my shawl is at. The lighting this morning is really nice. Sometimes it's not. So this is my shawl so far. And in the pattern, there is a scrappy, which is what this version is, where you literally, so like, oh boy, there we go. So this is the accent color here, and then it becomes the main color. Accent color, main color. And you keep switching throughout. I love these colors so much, but I am this far, and I do not think I am a scrappy person. I talked to Kim of Hookah Canyon because she's also doing this shawl, and hers is the semi-scrappy, which what you do is you have a main color, and then for each of these little, whoop, these beautiful, like lacy eyelet rounds, that's where you're throwing in your advent color, and it's like little stripes of pops throughout. And she sent me hers, what it looked like, and I definitely like that version a lot more. I like how this one is less thought. However, I like the cohesiveness of the semi-scrappy version. So what I did, I also really love this base, which is why I was hesitant to switch, because I want my shawl to all be in this base. The base is Molly's non-superwash fingering weight from a homespun house. That is Advent I got. So I wanted it all to be in this base, and I didn't have any of that yarn. So I ordered my main color. I ordered the color Twig. It's like a really nice earthy brown, and I feel like those are the colors that I'm moving toward. I'm working on kind of building a color palette, and I feel like that brown will just complement all the colors that I've opened so far. And yes, so I ordered that, and so this is kind of on a nice little pause, which is fine because the first rounds go so quickly and use a little yarn. I don't know if I'll end up ripping this out and reusing this yarn or just keep working from the advents that I have, but that's on pause until my yarn arrives. I haven't got a shipment notification yet, but I was watching Molly's Vlogmas because I'm one of her Patreons, and they said they packaged up orders and mailed them out from the days, and one of those days was the day I ordered, so I'm hoping it gets here soon. Even if it has to become a January project, I'm totally okay with that because I'm in love with that yarn, and honestly I have this advent shawl to work on. So if I have to take a break on that one, it's fine. I don't necessarily need to be working on 2 shawls at one time. But yeah, that's kind of that. Today we are planning to go to 2 different things. Shane actually found these because he knows I love Christmas and the holidays and all of this in December. So we're going to Nick's Garden Center, which is a local plant shop that I really enjoy. It's a great plant shop, but they do like a holiday kind of market. So we are going to that. Hopefully they have some good food. And that's from 11 to 2. And then there is also like a market type thing at the fairgrounds, and that's from 11 to 4. So we're gonna go to the garden center first, see what they have, and then head to the fairgrounds. I'm excited. I definitely feel like before we went to Germany, we really didn't go to Christmas markets. So then when we were in Germany and I experienced German Christmas markets, I didn't realize how special they were. I just went to them, enjoyed them, thought they were amazing. And then having now come back to the States and going to markets, sometimes they can be real hit or miss. So I'm excited for these. I think they're gonna be great. I mean, honestly, as long as they have food and some like Christmassy, holiday things to look at, it's gonna all be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys along with me on that. I don't know if that sentence made sense. I'm going to open the advent for today for my homespun house and knit for a little bit until it is time to leave. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later. are back home. So I took you a little with us into Nick's Garden Center. It was really lovely. They had some really nice vendors and we got basically some candy, but they had so many cute little like trinkets and things for Christmas and the holidays, so it was a really good time. The fairgrounds we went to was definitely themed for kids, so we kind of went and left, and yeah. While we were out also, we also stopped at Joann's because I want to make these stockings. These are the Snow Day stockings by Pearl Soho, and you use super bulky yarn, held double to make the marling, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money on the stockings, so went to Joann's and I got this yarn to make these stockings because we don't have any really. Shane and I both have some that were like handmade by relatives, so neither of us really like to use them as like functional stockings because they were like hand stitched and made, and so they're more decor than like functional stockings. So I want to make some like colorwork stockings, but that's like a next year Kristen thing. So I wanted to make these stockings, and if anything, like next year they can become the pets stockings. But this is the yarn I got. So we're gonna do two matching ones, but this is Lion Brand Yarns Respun, and it's 100% recycled polyester, which I thought was pretty cool. It's pretty soft, it's a super bulky, and it's made with 100% post-consumer recycled polyester. So it is super big. It's 12 ounces, 340 grams, and 223 yards. I need 87 yards of each color to do a stocking, so plenty in here. And you hold them together to make the marl. I'm pretty excited about this, so that's probably what I'm going to work on. We came home and took a nap. Sherlock is now looking at me because he wants to go on a walk. So we might go on a walk and then I might start on these. This pattern looks like it's gonna knit up pretty quickly, so I'm pretty excited. And overall, these cost like $6 a skein because they were on sale today. So $12 stockings, two of them. Can't beat it. So I want to work on that, and I'll check in with you guys a bit later. Sherlock is sniffing this ball of yarn very intently. So we've just had dinner and I'm settling into the couch. I have a glass of wine. Yay. Sherlock is on the hunt for food, even though he's eaten. And this is how far I am in my stocking. So I've done the foot, the heel. So now I just have to do the leg. I did this in one episode of Amazing Race, so probably like 45 minutes to an hour. So pretty good. Is it taking some of my weekend knitting time? Yes. But am I very happy with this? Also yes. So, I'm settled into the couch with my glass of wine. I have my hot water bottle that Shane filled up for me to keep me warm because the basement gets a little chilly. And Kevin and Ray have posted a podcast episode, so we're gonna watch that and knit on our stocking.
Bye.